Hi there, this is Syed Firoz Ahmad, your English teacher. Students, I am a PhD in English research scholar, and today we are going to learn letter writing. Students, this is the lecture number 3, and first of all I would like to tell you what is special in our today's lecture. Students, in today's lecture we shall learn what a formal letter is. Then after we shall learn the format of the letter writing with the special points which are included in writing a formal letter, and then after we'll have one sample of a letter writing which is formal. Well student, so today's lecture is going to be very special for you, so be with me till the end of this video. Well, so watch this video very attentively. Let's start now. This is the formal letter format, students. So these are certain points that you have to remember. Alright, so first of all, sender's address is important. Alright, so let me tell you what is this one. Sender's address is that address which is or which belongs to that person who is writing the letter. Means in this case it is you who are the sender, and your address will be here from where you are writing. Okay, and after that you have to write the date. Remember, you have to keep one line space everywhere, okay, with all these things, all these points. So come back. So sender's address, after this you have to give the date, and remember students how to write the date. Never write this term DATE. Don't write DATE in your letter. Directly you have to write whatever the date is. Well, in different styles are there, and in the next slide I will tell you how to write the date. Students, after writing the date you have to write the name or the designation. You have to, yes, name or designation of the addressee. So here you have to understand who is the addressee, student. So addressee is that person who receives the letter. Means you are the sender, means you are writing the letter, and the person who receives the letter is called the addressee or recipient. Alright, so you have to write the name or the designation of the addressee. Well, how to write this one I'll tell you in the next slide, and here understand very shortly that here you have to write the name or designation, means for example the editor, okay, or you may write the commissioner of police, anything like that. So after writing the name and designation of the addressee, you have to come for the address of the addressee. So here you have to write without leaving any line, without leaving any space. Here you have to write directly. So the address of the addressee means here you have to write the name of the department and the name of the city, alright, in details. Then after you have to leave one line space, students. So here after that you have to give the salutation. So there are different patterns of writing the salutation. Sometimes you write dear plus name, and sometimes you write dear sir or madam, or sometimes you write dear sirs. Alright, so it depends up to the situation and the type of the letter or the subtype of the letter that you're writing. Well students, after writing the salutation you have to leave one line space, and then after you have to give the subject. Means you have to give the title of the letter. Alright, so in the subject keep certain things in your mind that you have not to make it lengthy. So the subject must be short plus catchy. Well, it should be precise. Okay, so here you may write in 5 to 6 words maximum, so keep it short. Alright, so after writing the subject you have to give one line space again, and then after you have to write the body. Okay, and remember the body of the letter goes little lengthy. Here you keep your views and your problems, your issues, and certain things like that. So in this body of the letter the paragraphs are divided into minimum 3 parts, okay, or you can say minimum 3 paragraphs. So the body of the letter is divided into 3 paragraphs minimum. Maximum it may be, but it is suggested to keep 3. Alright, so introduction, in the first paragraph you have to introduce, and remember, so the introduction of formal letters body okay, is quite different from the introduction of an informal letter body. Alright, here you have to give some references, etc., that I will show you in the next slide. Then after, you have to write the content. So don't spell this content, this is content. So here you have to keep your issue, your problem, or your discussion matter. Okay, and after that you have to conclude. Here you have to show the conclusion. After that, student, you have to keep volume space and you have to give the complementary closing. So here in complementary closing, maximally generally we write thanking you. Then after, students, we have to give volume space again, and then after you have to give your signature. Okay, the signature is of two type. One, that you give your initials, means that is not clear, but that gives a symbol. Alright, so remember, if you sign symbol like, or if you give initials, remember your full name is important, because it must be clear that who is the writer. Alright, because the person whom you are sending is quite unknown to you, so he must know your name properly. So the name of the sender may be written directly, okay, or you can sign with initials, or you can give both the things, okay, your initials, and below that you may write your full name too. Okay, and the designation of the sender again. So look here, this designation was of the addressee, and this designation will be of the sender. That means your designation. Suppose if you are writing a letter to the editor, your designation is the resident of a certain colony or mohalla, okay, or locality. If you're writing a letter to any minister, so you can write your department, your post. For example, if you are an IAS officer, or you are the manager, so you have to write that one. Suppose if you are the principal of any school, okay, that is the designation. Alright, the better idea will be in the next other slides. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Well, students, so this is one example. Listen to the question first. Read the question first. Write a letter to Mr. Adam, the manager of Zendra Toys, complaining about a car you have bought. Okay, so this is a toy. Alright, this is not a real car. Okay, student. So what are the things? Let me revise again, showing here. Okay, so this is the sender's address, means this is the address of that person who is writing. Philip Roy, 17 Pearl Street, and this is the pin code. Okay, Kajang is the city, and Silangar, so that is the name of the state. Alright, and after this, what is there? Yes, that is volume space, and after that the date is here. So I told you how to write the date. This is the best pattern of writing the date, 18th August 2017. Notice here that there is no term DAT, means these letters are not here, DAT. Simply you have to write 18th August 2017. Alright, students, after that you have to write the address of the receiver, or the address of the addressee, or you can say the address of the recipient. Okay, so Mr. Adam, this is the name, and then after, what is there? Zendra Toys IOI Mall. So here you may write also the designation, the manager or the CEO, and then after the name of the company, and then after the address. That will be better if you add the name, and then after the designation, and then after the address of the company, okay, or the institution where you are writing to. After that, student, you have to give the salutation. This is called greeting also. So dear Mr. Adam, if you know the name, that is good. If you don't know the name, you have to write dear sir or dear madam. Well, if you're writing to the company where you don't know that how many people are there for the post, there you may write dear sirs also. Then after the subject, students, so there is a conflict between the idea of writing the subject, where to write. So that may be written before greeting or salutation, or after that. So it depends up to you where to write, but in my opinion you should write just before the body. That will be better. Okay, so dear Mr. Adam, and this is the subject, defective radio controlled racing car. This is a toy, and Look here how the content has been divided, okay, into 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph is of what? Yes, the first paragraph is of the introduction. The first paragraph is of the introduction. The second paragraph is the content, means the main issue, and the third paragraph is the conclusion. All right, so look here again. I am writing to complain about the radio controlled racing car that I bought last week. So this is the introduction. Then after, the radio control was functioning great on the first day that I had it. However, it stopped working the next day. In order to get it to work properly, I have read the manual to make sure I am following all the instructions correctly. Yeah, and yet I can't get it to work out. I have also tried to replace the batteries, but it still didn't work properly afterward. I really don't know what is causing the problem. So this is the problem area that you have discussed very properly. And then after, student, that is you have to give the conclusion. So what is written here? Yes, I would appreciate if you could contact me and let me know why my car doesn't work and how I can get it repaired or replaced. Alright, student, so this is the thing. And one thing is missing here, that I had told you about the complimentary end. So here you may write thanking you, or but actually this is a complaint letter, so there is no need of writing thanking you or like that, so you may skip that here. And then after, students, you have to write the yours sincerely, yours truly, okay, truly yours, like that. Remember, this will be written in this way, comma and capital letter, and S is here, and this S will be small, okay. Then after, signature, Philip Roy. Actually this is not looking clearly. This is the initial type, so just to give a clear idea, Philip Roy has been written clearly here. So this is the sender's name. So alright, students, this is the format. I hope you have understood this. Have a nice day. Bye bye.